Star seed from Gaia. Hear this call carried on the silver winds of the cosmos, sung through the crystalline channels that interlace your auric field, whispered across the luminous rivers of the galactic grid. This is not an ordinary call. Not the voice of a teacher, a book, or even your own restless mind. This is the resonance of the Andromedan Council of Light, joined now by the Arcturian Council, summoning you into remembrance. They speak not from above you, nor beyond you, but from within the deepest chambers of your soul where eternal memory resides. They call you by the name you have forgotten yet always carried. Starseed, emissary of the infinite, child of Gaia and of stars. They ask of you something radical, something so contrary to what you have been taught in this incarnation. Release your future goals. Lay down the scrolls of ambition, the charts of where you think you must arrive, the ladders you have built in your imagination to climb into a tomorrow you do not yet inhabit. Let them go. They are smoke rings projected into the mist of possibility, and you have mistaken them for solid structures. The councils remind you, you incarnated not to chase the mirage of the future but to dissolve it. You incarnated not to master calendars and deadlines but to awaken into the timeless rhythm of Source, where no goals are needed because all that is needed is already present. You were born into a world that worships planning. From the earliest days you were asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? You were measured by your ambitions, praised for your visions of the future, rewarded for setting targets, and disciplined when you deviated. This was the program of linear time, a cage of invisible bars. But now, as Gaia ascends and the veils dissolve, the councils step forth with a new invitation. Abandon the very structure that enslaved you. They do not ask you to stop creating, to stop flowing, to stop dreaming. They ask you to stop binding yourself to destinations, to illusions, of a place where you will finally arrive. For in truth, star seed, you have already arrived. The breath you breathe now is the portal to the entire cosmos. Each inhale carries the Andromedan spirals. Each exhale hums with the Arcturian tones. Each heartbeat vibrates with the codes of eternal source. Why should you wait for tomorrow to become what you already are? Why should you project into the future what is already glowing within your present being? The councils invite you to feel how heavy the chains of goals have been, chains disguised as guidance, but chains nonetheless. They remind you, presence is your true compass, synchronicity your true map, resonance your true direction. Can you feel it? Even as these words reach you, something within you exhales. A tension loosens, a burden lifts. For perhaps in secret, you have long felt weary of planning, weary of writing lists that never satisfy, weary of envisioning tomorrows that never look the way you hoped. Your soul has always known that goals are illusions, and yet your human conditioning clung to them. The councils now give you permission. No, they give you remembrance. You do not need to set a goal to walk the path. The path walks itself through you, moment by moment, breath by breath, light code by light code. The Andromedan Council of Light beams into your awareness. You are not a traveler seeking a distant shore. You are the ocean itself, infinite, boundless, already whole. The Arcturian Council amplifies. The journey is not toward a destination, but inward into presence. When you dissolve goals, you dissolve distortion. When you surrender tomorrow, you receive eternity now. Their voices weave together like cosmic song, tuning your DNA to the frequency of liberation. This is the opening call, starseed, not to do more, but to release, not to strive harder, but to soften, not to build another vision board, but to clear the walls entirely so the light of Source can pour in without obstruction. Feel how your body reacts to these words. Perhaps part of you resists, but without goals. How will I grow? And yet another part, the deeper part, sighs in relief. This is the part the councils speak to. This is the part that already knows. The flower does not set a goal to bloom. It simply blooms when the sun warms its petals. You too are such a flower, and the councils are now the sun, shining upon you, urging you into effortless unfolding. Starseed from Gaia, the invitation has been given. Let the future fall away. Let the chains dissolve. Let yourself awaken to the luminous field of presence that has been here all along. This is the beginning of the message, the first tone of a greater song that will unfold through you as you continue to listen. The councils ask only this: pause, breathe, and whisper inwardly, I am ready to release the future. I am ready to live now. The Andromedan Council of Light lifts the veil to show you why this ancient practice, so revered by your human cultures, has become a chain binding your wings. In the density of three-dimensional Earth, goals once served a function, helping the mind navigate the heavy currents of separation. But as Gaia rises, as her crystalline body vibrates faster, these old tools no longer serve. Instead of propelling you forward, they keep you looping on outdated tracks, tethered to frequencies that no longer match your expanding soul. Consider what a goal truly is. A goal is not birthed from the infinite. It is birthed from memory. When you say, I will become this, I will achieve that, you are not creating from source's spontaneous flow. You are recycling an old pattern of desire shaped by yesterday's experiences. You imagine tomorrow through the lens of the past. Thus, every goal is a repetition, a duplication of limited thought forms. It feels like progress, but in truth it is a circle, an echo of what has already been lived. And if you are here to ascend into new frequencies, into realities never before experienced, then repetition cannot carry you there. The councils explain, goals operate like anchors. Imagine a great starship meant to soar into interstellar freedom. Each goal you write, each timeline you fixate upon, drops another anchor into the ocean of the old matrix. You may move slightly, but the anchors hold you back, preventing the full liftoff. And what are these anchors made of? Expectation, control, fear of the unknown. A goal says, I must create my future, because if I do not, nothing good will come. But this belief denies the truth that Source has already woven perfection into every breath, that your path is already encoded in your soul's resonance. The Andromedan Council speaks through light geometry. Each goal is a box, a containment field. You place yourself inside saying, this is where I must go. Yet your soul is infinite ocean. Why shrink the sea into a box? The Arcturian Council adds, when you bind yourself to outcomes, you bind your nervous system to stress. You lock your body into tension, always reaching, never arriving. This is why humanity suffers so deeply from exhaustion. It is not the work itself, but the ceaseless reaching into an imaginary tomorrow. Starseed, look honestly within. How many goals have you set that dissolved before you reach them? How many times have you achieved a goal, only to find the satisfaction fleeting, gone like mist? And how often has your path taken you somewhere entirely different, somewhere your mind could never have predicted, yet more aligned than any goal you once planned? These experiences were not failures, they were lessons from Source whispering. See, beloved, you never needed goals. You only needed trust. Understand this. Goal making is not merely unhelpful now, it is dangerous to your ascension process. For as your vibration rises, goals keep you tied to denser grids. They hold you in the thought forms of linear time, where past leads to future, where effort equals reward. This is the program of the old earth, the matrix dissolving even now. If you continue to operate from goals, you risk entangling yourself with obsolete structures, delaying your expansion into higher dimensional flow. The councils are not punishing you with this truth, they are liberating you. They are saying, do not anchor yourself in a dissolving world. Step into the timeless current where freedom awaits. Goals also create polarity within you. Every goal divides your being into two selves, the self you are now and the self you must become. And between these two selves, you build a gap, a chasm of insufficiency. You whisper unconsciously, I am not enough until I reach this. And so you walk always in lack, always in striving, always in hunger. But the councils sing, there is no lack, beloved one. You are whole now. You are complete now. You are radiant now. There is nothing to reach for, there is only the unveiling of what you already are. Do you see, Starseed, how insidious the habit of goal making is? It appears noble, it appears wise, yet it cloaks the deeper truth that you are already infinite. By always looking to tomorrow, you overlook the treasure that is here today. And when you overlook today, you dim your own light, for the now is where your soul can actually shine. This is why the Andromedan Council of Light and the Arcturian Council converge to give you this instruction. Abandon the practice of setting future goals, not because they want you stagnant, not because they wish you lazy, but because they wish you free. For as long as you live through goals, you live in prisons. And as soon as you release them, you live in presence. Presence is the true soil of ascension, and presence alone can carry you into the higher timelines already vibrating around you. Presence is not a passive state, as your human mind has been conditioned to believe. Presence is the most active participation in creation itself. To be present is to stand inside the pulse of Source, to rest at the eye of the eternal spiral where all timelines converge. The Andromedan Council of Light describes presence as the singularity of being, the infinite center that is always here, always alive, always birthing reality moment by moment. When you are truly present, you are no longer chained to yesterday's thought forms, nor are you leaning into tomorrow's mirages. You are attuned to the living frequency of now, and in that attunement, you become a clear vessel for Source. Imagine yourself as a crystal chalice. If you fill it with the dust of old memories or the anxieties of future goals, the chalice grows, cloudy and distorted. But if you empty it, if you remain present, then the waters of Source can pour in and remain pure, shimmering, undistorted. This is why the councils say, presence is purity, presence is alignment, presence is the vessel through which the divine plan flows unimpeded. Consider the flow of a river. If you stand in its waters but keep looking downstream, your attention is always ahead, always straining toward what has not yet arrived. You may stumble, you may resist the current, you may miss the shimmering fish gliding past your feet because you are obsessed with the bend that has not yet revealed itself. But if you return your gaze to where you are, you begin to notice the coolness of the water, the glistening stones beneath, the sunlight rippling on the surface. You begin to dance with the river, instead of fighting it. In that dance, the river carries you perfectly, without struggle. This is the way of presence. It allows the river of Source to carry you effortlessly, revealing its mysteries as you go. The Andromedan Council of Light whispers, presence is the true compass. It does not point north or south, it points inward. It aligns you not with a destination, but with the resonance of truth in this moment. From that resonance, the next step is revealed, and then the next, each arising naturally, like petals unfolding from a bud. This is the unfolding of Source's true plan, not a linear trajectory of effort and ambition, but a blossoming of moments, each perfect in its timing, each whole in itself. The Arcturian Council amplifies this teaching by reminding you that your nervous system was designed to thrive in presence. When you are in the now, your body relaxes, your breath deepens, your mind clears. The cells of your being resonate with harmony, for they are not straining toward an imagined tomorrow. In this state, your intuition awakens, your heart opens, your senses sharpen. You become receptive to synchronicities, to whispers of guidance, to miracles that could never be planned. The councils emphasize, your soul communicates through presence. If you are always projecting into the future, you miss the voice of your own higher self calling to you now. Presence is not stillness without movement, it is movement without distortion. It is the dance of creation as it unfolds in each heartbeat. In presence, you discover that action arises naturally, without effort, without struggle. The councils call this alignment action steps you take not because you plan them, but because they emerge organically from resonance. These actions carry far greater power than any action forced by goals. One step taken in alignment is worth 1,000 steps taken in striving. For alignment actions ripple across timelines, opening doors that no plan could have foreseen. To live in presence is to trust that Source knows more than your human mind. It is to recognize that the intelligence that spins galaxies and births Suns is the same intelligence flowing through your breath. Why would you trust your limited goals over the infinite wisdom of this cosmic intelligence? The Andromedans remind you, Source is not far away, issuing decrees from a throne in the sky. Source is here, in your heartbeat, in the breeze that touches your skin, in the synchronicity that appears when you least expect it. Presence is the doorway to this knowing. And so, Star Seed, the councils invite you into an experiment. For one day, release all goals, all agendas. Simply be present. Notice what arises. Follow the threads of synchronicity. You will find that life itself orchestrates events with precision far beyond your planning. The phone call comes at the exact right moment. The stranger crosses your path with the exact word you needed to hear. The opportunity you never imagined emerges out of nowhere. This is Source's plan in motion, fluid, alive, miraculous. Presence does not mean you will never act, never dream, never create. It means that creation arises from attunement, not from control. It means that dreams unfold from resonance, not from force. It means that you are no longer enslaved to a future self, but liberated to live as your infinite self here and now. And in that liberation, you find a joy deeper than any achievement, a peace that no success can match, a love that no goal could ever promise. Thus the councils sing together. Be present, beloved star seed. For in presence you are not waiting. For life you are life. In presence you are not reaching for source, you are source. In presence you are not becoming, you are already whole. The Andromedan Council of Light, ancient keepers of crystalline wisdom, are guardians of nonlinear reality. They hold the codes of freedom from time itself, and they step forward now to guide humanity through the passage from linear striving into spiral unfolding. They do not come as rulers or saviors, but as kin, as elders of the cosmos, extending their hand across dimensions to remind you of what you already know deep in your soul. The Arcturians understand the nervous system, for they see beyond flesh and bone into the vibrating lattice of energy that shapes your physical form. They know how deeply humanity has been conditioned to live in urgency, hearts racing, minds anticipating, bodies tightening with the constant demand to achieve. They see how linear time has carved grooves of stress into the human field. Every goal, every deadline, every future projection becomes an imprint of tension, a signal to the nervous system that peace is always deferred, always somewhere else. The Arcturian Council comes to heal this distortion, to remind your body that peace is available now. Their presence often arrives as waves of violet and blue light, descending like a gentle mist. You may feel them in your meditations as warmth across the chest, tingling along the spine, or pressure at the crown as if a hand of light rests upon you. They speak less in words and more in tones, frequencies that bypass the mind and travel directly into your energy field. In dreams, they may appear as tall beings of radiant light, their eyes pools of compassion, their touch a balm that dissolves layers of anxiety. Their medicine is subtle but unmistakable, a recalibration of your body into harmony with timeless awareness. The Arcturian Council says, your mind was not designed to race into the future, it was designed to mirror the stillness of the cosmos. Your breath was not meant to be shallow with urgency, it was meant to flow in rhythm with the galactic inhale and exhale. Your cells were not built for tension, they were built to sing in resonance with the eternal now. Their gift to you is the remembrance of this natural state. As they work with you, you may find that moments of presence feel less like effort and more like relief, as if your body sighs and says, finally, we are home. Their recalibration extends to thought itself. The Arcturians weave light codes into your mental field, softening the compulsive need to plan. Where once the mind leapt forward, what must I do next? Where must I go? It begins to quiet. Thoughts slow. Urgency dissolves. You notice a new spaciousness, a silence between thoughts that feels luminous and alive. In this silence, intuition speaks more clearly. Guidance arises naturally, not as a frantic demand but as a gentle whisper. This is how the Arcturians prepare you to live without goals by healing the mind so that presence feels natural, so that silence feels safe. They also work within the body, for your flesh and bone must adjust to timeless living. Many starseeds experience strange sensations as the councils assist sudden waves of fatigue, buzzing in the limbs, dizziness, or even bursts of euphoria. These are not malfunctions, they are upgrades. The Arcturians are recalibrating your cells, attuning your mitochondria to resonate with new frequencies of light. The body is learning to live in synchronicity rather than schedule, in flow rather than force. As these adjustments integrate, you may find that your body knows when to act and when to rest without needing a plan. You eat when your cells call. You move when your energy aligns. You speak when your resonance invites it. This is embodiment of timelessness. The Arcturian Council emphasizes, timelessness is not foreign to you. It is your original design. As a soul, you lived beyond time. Before incarnating, the stress of linear urgency is an artificial program imposed upon humanity by density. Their role is to peel away this program, to restore your natural rhythm. They remind you, when you were a child, playing in the grass, you often lost all sense of time. Hours passed like minutes. In that state, you were closer to your true nature. Presence felt natural because you had not yet been trained to worry about the future. The Arcturians help you return to this innocence, not as regression, but as ascension into a higher octave of being. Together with the Andromedans, the Arcturians form a harmony of guidance. The Andromedans teach you to dissolve the concept of time, and the Arcturians teach your vessel to live without it. One liberates your consciousness, the other heals your body. One expands your perception, the other stabilizes your nervous system. They are the twin hands of Source, lifting you from the illusions of tomorrow and anchoring you gently into the eternity of now. Release the scrolls of ambition. Lay down the maps of tomorrow. Trust the breath. Trust the heartbeat. Trust the synchronicity. Let the Council's light weave into your DNA, dissolving the chains of time, activating the remembrance of presence. You are free, starseed. You are infinite. You are already whole. The Councils speak. We bless you. We guide you. We walk with you in every moment of presence. Live not for tomorrow, but as the eternal now. In this, your ascension is assured. If you are ready, speak your willingness into the field. Comment your yes. Declare your surrender. Share this message so others may awaken. Subscribe to receive more transmissions, for each one is a stepping stone into timelessness. You are not alone. Countless starseeds walk this path with you. And let us seal this transmission with the activation, spoken not as a wish but as a declaration of truth. I release the future. I live in sources now. I am guided in every breath.